What's up, internet? Welcome back to my channel. She done studied the hoes before her. Alright, so today I want to talk about Shannon Sharpe and his situation and how it relates to the rubber band effect. Now, first of all, I figure let's unpack both sides to this, like, stupid Sunday, right? First of all, you have Shannon Sharpe, who's a damn near 60-year-old man. Then you have this girl, Gabriella Zuniga. I'll put her picture in the video. She is, I believe, 22, and he met her when she was 19. Now, okay, let's start with her side. She's a 19-year-old girl. She's 22 now, I think, and she's been on OnlyFans, right? So sometime between 18 and now, she has joined the sex work culture, right? So now this is all speculation, but one of the things that's so attractive about the OnlyFans culture is that women can safely engage in sex work without actually having to do actual sex work.
But if I can find a way to make enough to buy a home from the comfort and safety of my own living room, why wouldn't I do that?
Like dealing with an actual person and having them pay you that type, like street walking. You know what I mean? Basically, it's just on the internet. A lot of these girls, I don't know. I don't really know anything too much about OnlyFans, but I know they make most of their money doing like private stuff, like sending emails or sending texts to these guys or whatever, and making them feel like they're your girlfriend or some shit like that. They can do this on their computers. They don't have to do it in real life, right? So it's easy to like have fantasies and stuff when you're just, they used to call it cyber sex. Like that's what they used to call like cyber. Like you get on the internet and you talk freaky to each other and shit, right? So you have this. She's 18. She starts her, let's just assume that she started her OnlyFans when she was 18, right? So you have a girl who's never had a social experience, like, you know what I mean? Went to a bar, met a guy, had some sex, that type of vibe. She's coming fresh out of like damn near high school, probably never really did anything too drastic in the bedroom, right? So now she's on this OnlyFans and she's getting all this money where she's basically living a fantasy. You know what I mean? She's telling these guys what they want to hear. She's taking these pictures, and she's probably doing a lot of solo stuff, like playing with her vibrator and shit. You know what I mean? Trying to keep it as PG-13 as possible, but listen, we're all adults here. So she was probably doing like solo stuff around her house where it's safe and she's not out here turning tricks. She's only 18, 19. She can't even have a drink at the bar yet. So how much sexual experience could she really have, right? So this is where another part of this issue gets brought up, because once again, you're dealing with a 19-year-old or 19 to 22-year-old. Basically, whenever you're dealing with anybody born after, not born, but anybody who graduated after like 2012, just assume that they're recording everything. Everything is going on social media. Everything is everything is filtered. Everything. Listen, what Shannon Sharpe tried to do was take advantage of a young chick who's already entering in the sex work industry. So this is what he was thinking. He was like, okay, boom, I got this little young chick. She's fresh in the game. She don't really know too much about prices and how much this is worth and how much that is worth. You know what I mean? And she basically tried to convince this girl that he wasn't a trick and that he was like her like her man, like her boyfriend, right? That's where I think Shannon got the game kind of fucked up, because he's thinking like, oh, I got this chick, I go over her house, you know, she an OnlyFans model, she lets me do all this freaky stuff to her, you know what I mean? And I don't have to give her no money. Or if I do give her some money, I give her a little $200-$300 and stuff, because she don't know no better. She's barely 19, 20. She don't know no better. She don't know nothing about how it really get down, how she could have probably got. That's the reason why she sent that text message saying, oh, I want $15 for each cheek. I mean, $15,000 for each cheek. See, that was her noticing, like, oh, I'm letting this man come over, you know, do all kind of sodomy, do all kind of freaky stuff with me, you know what I mean? And I'm not getting no bag off of it. So basically, I think that was what he was trying to do to her, but not knowing that she's from the technological era and she's 15 steps ahead of you. You see, she already knows about keeping text messages. She done studied the hoes before her with using the power of the internet. So these hoes are smart at a young age now. You know what I mean? You can't really trick her and try to do what you want to do and give her a little $40. The $40 ain't gonna work on these new girls. You know what I mean? That's what Shannon thought was gonna happen. Like, oh, I'm gonna just stop by, bust her ass out, do all kind of crazy shit to her, and then leave her a little $100 on the dresser or something like that. No. These chicks know how to, you know, they're smart. She's already 18 and she's already 19 and understands how to monetize herself on the internet using OnlyFans. This is not, you're not dealing with a low IQ individual here, right? So that's where Shannon Sharpe went wrong. Now see, this is where the girl went wrong. Cause see, the girl, once again, she jumped into this sex work lifestyle, okay, without having any experience in actually, like, you know, actual turning of the tricks and actually having to actually perform, you know, actual acts, like real life acts, to get the money versus just playing with yourself on the webcam or whatever it is that they be doing to get the little money, right? So this is what ended up happening to her. She thought, like, oh, this lifestyle is so easy, and now I got this millionaire dude, and he's coming over, you know, he's tying me up, he's hitting it from the back and stuff. Now, see, she skipped a crucial step in the whole phase, because instead of going through the whole turning tricks and working at a strip club type of situation where she learns about how to collect her money first and how to get her money before she give up whatever she's giving up, see, that's where she went wrong. And she noticed that. Oh, she done created a relationship with this guy. And now she feels like, oh, I'm being assaulted or whatever, because this guy's just stopping by my house and busting me down and stuff. And it's like, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, that's what I was talking about on the thing, but wait a minute. I'm not getting the type of money that I should be getting. And I'm letting this dude do all this stuff to me. So now she has what I call it the American Beauty syndrome. Now, if you ever seen this movie called American Beauty with Kevin Spacey, and it's about a similar situation where there's this young cheerleader, right? You know, senior or probably junior, senior cheerleader at the high school, and you know his daughter is also a cheerleader or whatever, so he's at the game, and you know he's a typical pervert dad, you know, checking out the babysitter or checking out the you know, those type of movie tropes where like the dad is trying to mess with the babysitter or look at the daughter's friend type thing. And basically, if you watch this movie, it's the same kind of concept. The girl is a virgin, you know, but she sees this guy, Kevin Spacey's character, looking at her and checking her out at the little basketball games. And so she wants to start being friends with the daughter and going to spend the night at her house to try to get close to this dad and like entice him into like trying to do something with her, right? When he finally decides to do something with her, she reveals, oh, I'm really not like that. I'm actually a virgin. You know what I mean? And then now he feels like a dumbass because he's like, oh, I'm thinking the whole time that she's, you know, she's so mature, she's walking around strutting her stuff and all that. And then when he tries to do something with her, he realized, like, hey, she's like a little girl. You get what I'm saying? So I use that analogy to also, you know, align this with this Gabriella Zuniga girl. It's the same situation. When she's on her computer having all of these fantasies and all of this other stuff, it's cool to talk about and all this other stuff because you're making money. But when it actually happens to you and somebody's carrying out their fantasy or whatever on you, and, you know, you realize, like, hey, that's not really what I wanted, and now I feel like I was assaulted or something. You know what I mean? But you done already wrote all them checks with your mouth, and yeah, daddy, I want you to choke me, and I want you to fill me with your baby batter and all that other stuff. Okay, now the dude came over and did it to you, and now you walking around with a gooey booty, you know, and a sore colon or whatever. Now you want to make up these assault cases, but you kind of invited that energy into your world when you started the OnlyFans, when you started all of this. So I think they're both playing with each other, or tried to play with each other, and they both deserve whatever they fucking get. However, I hope that eventually the case just gets dismissed and they just go their separate ways, and Shannon learns a lesson, and even the girl, I hope she learns a lesson. You know, not to try that dumbass shit again. But other than that, you know, I think the OnlyFans thing is dangerous, especially for girls that are just turning 18 and deciding to get into that lifestyle. You know, and I'm going to leave you guys with a little clip with Camille Wimbush, who's from Bernie Mac's show, stating pretty much the same thing, where it's like these girls feel like, oh, I'm in the privacy of my own home, carrying out all these fantasies, so what harm does it do? Well, the harm comes when now you're talking about these fantasies, and now you have transitioned into actually turning the tricks. And when you talk about these fantasies, these actual guys are going to come to your house and actually do these things to you. That's the nature of the beast, as it were. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Shannon Sharpe. Hope he gets his shit together. I'll be back with another video later.